My name is Michael Thomsen. I grew up in Denmark, but I lived all my adult life in Australia. I currently live in Tasmania, the island south of the mainland Australia, and it's a very beautiful place. I've been a herbalist and naturopath for nearly 40 years. I also have a PhD in medical sciences from the University of Sydney. And my biggest claim to fame is the phytotherapy desk reference, which is both a book for students and practitioners of herbal medicine, and also an online application with herb-drug interactions and research, as well as traditional information about herbal medicine. So that's the main focus of my work now, is to update the book and the application.
So, Michael, we would love to know more about the herb lavender. So, could you tell us more about any historical uses of this herb?
Of course, lavender is obviously a very favored herb and essential oil. It's a garden herb. It's beautiful. It smells nice, and it has many medicinal properties as well. It's often known as English lavender, but that's only because the English loved it so much they probably planted it everywhere. But it's actually not a native to England itself. It's a native to all the Mediterranean countries. And the medicinal plant part is the flower and also the essential oil. So in herbal medicine, we make a liquid extract, usually an ethanol water extract of the flower that will contain the essential oil, but will also contain some other herbal medicine ingredients or constituents found in the plant. And then in aromatherapy or massage therapy or just nice smelly oils, you can use the essential oil, which is the distilled extract of the flower heads. And as you probably know, it's a purple flower and it looks absolutely beautiful when you see a lavender farm. We have them here in Tasmania, very large rows of beautiful lavender bushes all down the hillsides, and it's a beautiful sight. Lavender oil, essential oil, is used in aromatherapy for anxiety, restlessness, and to improve sleep. It's also used as what's called a carminative internally. Both the essential oil can be taken internally, but it's not usually recommended for home use because of the potency of essential oils. It's for internal use, it's safer to use a herbal extract or maybe a herbal tea rather than ingesting the essential oil orally. But it's a carminative, which is a herbal term for a medicinal plant that has a beneficial effect on the digestive system and maybe relieve cramping and flatulence and indigestion and so on.
All right. So that's very interesting, Michael. And I feel like you've mentioned many applications that have been used in traditional medicine. So I was wondering, what about modern applications of lavender nowadays?
Yeah, so the interest in lavender is mostly around relaxation, improvement of sleep, anxiety, nervous tension, stress. And there has been clinical studies, and they are mostly around anxiety, but also depression, memory, insomnia, stress, and restless legs, and general fatigue, and also increased blood pressure. And it's often combined with other herbs for some of the other conditions I just mentioned.
That's very interesting to know because I feel like most of my friends that are girls, we love lavender smell. And now that we know that it helps with anxiety, I feel like no wonder we're also university students, so we would love to have lavender
Yeah, you could
smell.
have a little aromatherapy bottle and just do a bit of sniffing before you go into your
Yeah.
exam. Might calm you down a little bit. You can
Yeah.
also use kava for that. It's a
Mm.
very good herb for anxiety. And it actually relaxes the body without negatively affecting your memory or concentration. Same with lavender. It should hopefully relax the mind and the body a little bit, but it
Yeah.
should not interfere with your capacity to think and make decisions and so on.
Oh, that's interesting because then that means that we could potentially use it right before our
You
exam,
could.
any important thing that we have to do for
Yeah,
it.
these herbal so-called sedatives or relaxing herbs, they're not that potent compared to pharmaceutical medicine. So you can still operate a vehicle, drive a car, and so on, and you can still perform. It just hopefully just takes that edge of the anxiety or the nervousness.
Yeah, I feel like that's honestly very important because I have one of my friends, she uses lavender oil just before going to bed, and she's
Yes.
always telling me how relaxed she feels after she does that. So now that we've learned about what you just said, that are the
Yeah.
benefits of lavender, now that makes sense. No wonder.
Yeah. So people have a little infusers that can send
Yes.
that essential oil into the air. That's really lovely.
Now that you're saying that, I should probably get a lavender essential oil. That's for later. But anyways, since we're also talking about interesting things about this herb, are there any other fun facts that you know about lavender, Michael?
Yeah, so lavender has the full name Lavandula officinalis. And when you see a plant that has the name officinalis in its name, you know straight away that this is a revered medicinal plant. It goes back into ancient time. So officinale means it is an official, although it has been reclassified. Now and again, there are botanical conventions where all the botanists get together to review the classifications of all the plants. And the lavender was actually renamed Lavandula angustifolia about 30 years ago, but still a lot of people still call it Lavandula officinalis. It's very difficult to let go of the herbal names that we learned and that we cherish, but it is actually known as Lavandula angustifolia. Angustifolia refers to the narrow leaf of the lavender because there are many different types of lavender, so that you have to be very specific about which lavender is the medicinal one. So it's good to know the botanical name because different plants may have the same common name. So there'll be lots of lavenders. If you go to nursery, lots of pretty lavenders,
Yeah.
but not all of them are the medicinal one. You have to look for Lavandula angustifolia to get the medicinal, the proper medicinal. They may have some related properties, but in terms of the official or the recognized medicinal plant, there's usually only one, although it can vary. In another video, we talked about valerian, and we have a European valerian, but there's also Mexican valerian, and they are similar and they are used in the same way as well in the different countries. It's not that there's only one medicinal plant, but it's often the one that is recognized and discussed and written up and studied. So it's often good to know the botanical name and double check it is the official medicinal plant.
Yeah, that's honestly very interesting. I would never thought that you can have the same plant but different uses or different
Yeah.
properties of the same herb. That's very interesting. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. You're welcome.